Good morning. Good morning. How is everybody? Just shows you how 50-year-old music can still be relevant.
Tell people online.
Yeah, for people online, that was Three Dog Night, Out in the Country. Go listen to it. Fun old song. But again, still very relevant for today. What's going on?
Lots of stuff.
Healing Sunday.
No.
Really?
No, it's not.
Oh, no, just healing. The healing we're doing back there.
Yeah.
Cool. What is that all about back there?
So before services from 9 to 10, there's a crew of people led by May Sharif, and we do healings back there. So come get energy.
Sometimes there's lots of people back there.
Yeah. And then I have a Shaman Stones class on Tuesday and a Shaman Stones class on Saturday.
That's not on here.
That's not on here. And I'm doing one more. So if anybody's still interested, let me know, because I'm going to do one more in September.
By popular demand.
And then Followers of the Way on Wednesday.
Yeah. What is Followers of the Way?
That's Jesus without religion. Yep.
Is that possible?
Yep. Just
Wow.
what he taught, what he said, what he did.
Oh, okay.
That's all there is to it.
Okay. Yeah. Apparently the new big deal is Jesus may not be the best thing for Christians because he's way too liberal. So say some Christian pastors.
Moving on, Phil. 'Cause we don't care. We don't care.
I thought it was funny. We do have a couple patron saints by the name of John Lennon and George Carlin. And John said, we've got this gift of love.
Yes, we do.
But love is like a precious plant. You can't just accept it and leave it in the cupboard or just think it's going to get along all by itself. Nope. You've got to keep watering it. You've got to really look after it and nurture it. Yes, you do.
Yes, so. You do. We do.
We do.
We do. We work at it.
Yep. And George, here's a bumper sticker I'd like to see. We're proud parents of our child whose self-esteem is sufficient that he or she doesn't need us promoting his or hers minor scholastic achievements on the back of our car. There's another slap, slap.
Whoa, we got a little close on that one. Felt the breeze. Woo, watch that.
All right. Better a diamond with a flaw than a pebble without.
Well, I don't know. I kind of like pebbles.
Yeah.
That was
Confucius.
Confucius.
Yeah.
Oh, speaking of rocks, if you have polished rocks, bring them. I could use some more for my groups.
Oh, I almost bought one.
You did?
Yeah, it was black, and I wanted to see what it was.
Oh, bring it anyway.
Might have been
if you want to
onyx.
donate some, let me know. Happy
Hi,
to-
Cindy.
Hi.
How the heck are you?
Long time no see.
How's the kidlet and the husband and everybody?
Yeah, they're good.
Good.
What size are they?
Do
Huh?
which?
What size of rocks?
About that big. Yeah, about that big.
Happy is the house that shelters a friend.
True.
Time and tide wait for no man.
True.
It's for her. And Cicero said, the beginning of all things are small.
True.
It's true.
Everybody's so quiet.
I know. An egotist. A person of low taste, more interested in himself than in me.
Okay.
'Tis not the meat, but 'tis the appetite makes eating a delight. Almost.
Almost avalanched.
Yep. Lightning strikes about 6,000 times per minute on this planet.
Wow.
We got a big world.
It's a big world out there.
Big world out there. And I know you've been just waiting all week for this. 50 ways to recycle fruitcake. A 1x1 square fruitcake makes an excellent double-sided adhesive for mounting wall hangings. It won't harm the walls, and it's great for apartments.
Goodness gracious me.
I know. First mate. Feeding the prisoners to the sharks isn't any fun. Captain, it is for the sharks. This is pirates, you know. So,
Arg.
arg. So, what happened when the red pirate ship sank in the Black Sea? The crew was marooned. Why are pirates called pirates? Because they just are. Why do pirate captains always sing tenor? They're the only ones who can hit the high seas. That's it. Yay. Anything else going on I should know about?
Probably. We had a healing circle on Thursday, and it
Yeah.
was it Thursday night we did that? Oh, it was awesome. There were 24 of us,
Big lot of people.
and we're going to do another one again September 8th at 10:30 in the morning. So we're going to move it around, sometimes daytime, sometimes weekend, sometimes evening. So just whenever anybody can, it'll be there.
And what's that all about? You lose like one healing mode? What?
Well, thank you for your question. Every time is a little different. This last time, Heather led us through a guided meditation, and then we grouped up and we did individual healings. Or we did group healing on individuals after that. It was quite
All kinds of different
amazing.
healing modes, so modalities.
Whatever works
Yep.
for you.
Yep.
We don't care what you heal, we just care that you heal.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Sounds good.
See ya.
Okay.
Do we have another song coming or something?
It's Phil's exit song.
Phil's exit song. On that note,
On that note,
oh, you never know about it. So, before we start, let's do the Great Invocation. You want to read that for us, please, sir? Hopefully that microphone will pick it up.
We're still trying to get it. Oh, there it is. There we go. There we go. Now. So the Great Invocation, brought in by Alice Bailey, and that's in the Master Wall Cool in 1945. And it's on the wall, back in the fellowship hall. From the point of light within the mind of God, let the light stream forth into the minds of men. Let light descend on earth. From the point of love within the heart of God, let love stream forth into the hearts of men. May Christ return to earth. From the center, where the will of God is known, let purpose guide the little wills of men, the purpose which the masters know and serve. From the center, which we call the race of men, let the plan of love and light work out, and may it seal the door where evil dwells. Let light and love and power restore the plan on earth.
Thank you. May it be so. Okay. I think we're set. So, I want to tell you a little bit about me being weird. I know that comes as a big surprise to all of you. But I have a weirdness that I've never shared with you before. So, a whole nother level of weirdness. So, I don't know if it's like a learning disability or what, but whenever I go somewhere, there's a real high likelihood that I will get lost. I seem to be directionally challenged. Anybody else in here seem to be directionally challenged? Yeah. Mm-hmm. So in order to, excuse me, in order to avoid that, I learned from high school when I first started driving that it's really important for me to visualize the route to get wherever I'm going to go. So I do that every time. So I was on my way here to the church to do something this last week, and lo and behold, I could remember how to get to a certain part, and then there was a gap, and then I could remember from that part how to get here. So there was this gap. Happens all the time. And when I was a teenager, it almost kept me from driving, almost kept me from going anywhere, because it's like, you know, scary, especially when you get lost anyway. So, but what I've learned is that I trust the process. And as I get closer to this place that's a gap, you know, my stress gets a little higher, and I just relax into it and go, it'll be revealed. It'll be revealed. It'll be revealed. And sure enough, I'll go, oh yes, that's of course that's how it is. And you know, then everything just flows from there. And it came to my heart that it would be really important for us to chat about that, because a lot of us are visualizing our future. A lot of us are visualizing where we want to go from here, or how we want our lives to look, or possibilities, that sort of thing. And yet, when we do that, there's gaps. How is that going to work out? I know this end is going to happen, right? Right, Ellen? No, this end is going to happen. I just don't know where there's this big gap. I don't know what's going to happen here. So when we get to the gap part, that's when we trust. And that's when our faith works. And that's when our hope kicks in. And I think sometimes we forget how powerful that is. And we forget that it's not about us knowing every darn detail along the way. Wouldn't it be nice if we did? Maybe not, then it'd be boring. Then we'd already know. But this gap is part of our lives. It's part of the process of being human. Because sometimes in that gap, Spirit can change things dramatically for us. And all of a sudden, my destination isn't where I want to go after all. So there's something better. Have you ever had that? Where you think, oh man, I'm going this way and this is how it's going to be. And the good Lord shows something else up and you go, oh, okay. That's what, you know, when Phil stepped in my life. Well, okay, well, this ought to be interesting. That wasn't my plan. Neither was Divine Fellowship. Wasn't part of my plan at all. I grew up in a faith that said women shouldn't lead. So, you know, me being in the front of the room was not even in the realms of consideration. So this is kind of a big surprise to me. And sometimes every Sunday is a big surprise to me. I don't know where we're going. Sometimes my notes are very clear, and sometimes I follow them, and sometimes I'm led in another direction. Because it's not about me, and then not about my plan. It's about what is unfolding. Our lives, our experience, our journey is ever unfolding. Have you ever made a paper airplane? Start out with a flat sheet of paper, and then you make all these folds, and this thing takes off. Well, in theory. Some of us are not as good at folding airplanes as others. But in theory, then they just take off and do loops and all that kind of stuff. So that's what our life is like. It's just flat until we start. And how we fold this and how we fold that is going to determine how we fly. And sometimes we have guidance and direction from other people encouraging us. Sometimes that encouragement sounds like a should. You should do this, you should do that. And we can take a should and go, okay, sure, fine. And do whatever we want to do anyway. I know I do. I don't do shoulds very well. Because shoulds carry with it shame. Because if you don't, you're stupid. If you don't, you're going to be bad. If you don't, you know, I know better than you what you need to be doing. No. But if someone's giving you guidance and encouragement, take it in. Pay attention. Maybe they have something interesting to say. And if it's something that rings true for you and feels right to the guidance that is connected to spirit, by all means. By all means. If not, walk away. Walk away. No harm, no foul. Do you. Do you the best that you can do you. Does that make sense? I want to share with you a couple of Bible passages real quick. They're hard. You ready for this? Trust in the Lord with all your heart. And do not lean on your own understanding. Well, crud. In all your ways acknowledge him, and he will make your paths straight. See, I think this is really cool because we trust with our heart divine source. Because that's where the guidance is led to. Now, the brain is this beautiful mechanism. It's this wonderful search engine that can discover things for us. My favorite story of using the mind as a search engine is I had an intent to buy one of those little trampolines that you know, individual trampolines, because I wanted to use that for health reasons. And so I said, okay, that's my intent. And so Phil and I started going to yard sales because back then we didn't have money for a brand new one. So we went to the first yard sale. There was one. But what was funny was because that was my intent, I went da 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 da. There it is. Just could scan and lock and load. There it was. My brain was on search and it was on seek and it was going to find, and it did. So I bought it. Went to the second yard sale. Da da da. There's another one. So I bought it because you know I seeked, and there it is. So I'm going to get it. Went to a third yard sale. This lady walked out with one. And I said, so why are you selling this? And she said, I don't know. It was in the hallway, and I wasn't really planning on selling it, but I just got the impulse that somebody needed this. So I bought it. Or so I brought it out. So I said, okay, bought that one. So one went to this person, one went to that one, and I kept one. Because, you know, my search engine was working. When our search engine has been given a notification, it'll lock and load. And I trusted my heart when I found it. I better take that. And so the people that I gave it to, oh, they were so grateful. I've been looking for one of those. How did I know? I don't know. I didn't know. But they did. They enjoyed it. So trust your search engine and not what we think we know. Because sometimes what we think we know is distorted by our own past experiences, by our own judgments, by our own response to other people's judgments. So it's flavored, but the heart knows the truth. Heart knows the truth. That was Proverbs, by the way. Proverbs 3, 5, and 6. Proverbs chapter 4, verse 18. I really like this one. I've read it before. I hope you're not sick of it because I really will probably read it a million times in the future. But the path of the righteous is like the light of dawn that shines brighter and brighter until the full day. We don't have to have all the answers. Dang it, I want all the answers. I want to know so I don't screw up, so I don't make a mistake. There are no mistakes. If I make a mistake in quotes, it's just a detour to teach me something. And get over judgment, Janice, because it's not about that. It's about, okay, divine search engine, put me there. So we're going to see what this is all about and move on. Got one more for you. This is Hebrews 5:14. But solid food is for the mature, because of practice have their senses trained to discern good and evil. This discernment, that's the key. That's the trick. Almost dropped my water. To discern. And the discerning part is when somebody says, you should do this or you should do that. And our discernment says, okay, I'm triggered by the word should. And my walls just went up. But let me set that in my heart space for a little bit and see how I feel about that. And then if my heart says, well, you know, there's some truth to that, then I set my mind in motion. Okay, help me follow through in that. Help me let go of their expectation. Expectation is the fastest way to sorrow in the world. And let go of their expectation, let go of my expectations, and just follow my heart. Because my heart will lead the way. So we have, in our world, a journey that's unfolding. Do you have a vision for your journey unfolding? Or are we stuck in drudgery? One day after another. Oh, I take Tuesdays, I do this, that, and the other thing. And then on Wednesdays, I do this, that, and the other thing. Drudge through life. Or I just show up at work and they tell me what to do. That's not living. That's not unfolding. That's a flat piece of paper. Let's let our lives unfold by putting some folds in there, shall we? And the fold comes from being willing to look, being willing to try something new, being willing to envision something better for ourselves. Where do you see yourself in 5 years? Do you like it? Change it. Where do you see yourself next week? Well, I'm going to do this, 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 and this. Well, you know, and then the weather happens or something else happens that we get to change. We get to adapt. And the adaptation is beautiful because that means we're not stuck. If we're adapting, we're not stuck. But the who we are doesn't change. The who we are, the love, the beauty, the light, the joy, that is unbreakable. Unshakable. And it is from that then we can adapt and navigate our world. Where do you see yourself? Where are you going? What do you want? Well, I don't like to use the word want because usually when we go, I want this or I want that, we stick ourselves in this bucket and there's no getting out of it because it's what I want. I want that. And so when we get in the wanties, we end up in the whinies. Why is this not happening for me? Because we're in the wanties, and then we get the whinies. Far better to have a heart's desire. Because wants come from up here. Heart's desires come from here. The locked and loaded part of us that is linked into our head and our guts and our spirit and divine source. All of that together creating a heart's desire of here's what I'd like it to look like. And I think we kind of sometimes get hung up on what it has to look like. And I think it's far more important on what it feels like. When we can lock and load in that feeling, okay, I don't know where I'm going, I don't know how I'm going to get there, but it's going to feel like satisfaction. It's going to feel like grace. It's going to feel like empowerment. It's going to feel like joy. Then the gap doesn't matter. Then we could do the next right thing. And sometimes we can't do the next right thing. Okay, you've heard me say that a lot of times, do the next right thing. Sometimes we just can't do the next right thing. I don't know about you, but sometimes I just can't. Not going to do it, I just can't. I know I should, I just can't. I know it'd be the right thing to do, I just can't. So sometimes we have to do something different. So sometimes we have to, like, if there was something that I really was responsible for and needed to be done, you know, I have this strong power of will, I'm going to make it happen anyway. But then there's things that are on my list of things to do that are important to do, that are next for me to do, and I just can't. So take the dog for a walk. Pet the cat. Call grandkids. Do something fun. We don't know what fun is sometimes. We're so stuck in what is expected, those darned expectations, and then we can't understand why we're not happy. What's fun for you might suck for me, you know? And what's fun for me, okay, I love to pull weeds. I do, especially spurge. Have you ever heard of spurge? Oh, and it's rampant here at Tracy's. I love it, and here's why. Some weeds you yank on them and they break. Spurge, though, spurge. It's It's a mind game with spurge. Get a hold of them. Get all of the little tangly strings, and you get to the very base of it, and you gently give it pressure. Gently, 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 gently. And then all of a sudden, it lets go. I don't pull it. If I pull, it breaks. But if you constant pressure, it will let go. It's the funnest thing to have it let go. You gotta try it, people. You gotta try it. And isn't that the way it is with life? Give it that intent, give it that energy, and then it lets go. And then you're free to find the next one. The other thing I like to do when I can't do anything else is balance rocks. Oh, I love to balance rocks. It's addictive. It's just the funnest thing ever. I'll have to show you how to do that again. Because you can't fret and balance rocks at the same time. Can't do it. Can't do it. You got to be spiritually in alignment. And sometimes I can, and that rock just sticks right there. And then sometimes you got to fiddle and fuddle and futz around with it for a while. And you can't find that balance point if we're not in balance. If I'm not in balance, I can't find it. So it brings me into that state of being where I'm being. And all the doing things that are on my list, even though they're wonderful and they have good benefit and they can help myself, help other people, whatever, if I'm out of balance, it's worthless anyway. I mean, the job gets done, sure. And there's things that just have to be done, let's face it. But when you can be in that state of balance, everything's fun. Everything's fun, even scoop the cat box. You can sing, scoop the cat box, scoop the cat box. I really don't like it. Have fun. You can do that when you're in balance. If you're not in balance, you're going to hate it. One day my cat left me a heart-shaped. It's the funniest thing. I'll show you a picture. Hilarious. Ask me later. But everything can be fun when we're in balance. If we're not in balance, then we get fearful of the gap because we can't see everything. We can't see the next step sometimes. We can't go in the right direction. But when we're in that state of balance, everything else just flows. Just flows. And the key with balancing rocks, let me tell you really quick how to do it, and you can go try it, and I can help you if you need it. So first of all, you scan around and you find a base rock. Who wants to be the base? And they'll tell you, oh, this feels good. And they don't come out and say, just please choose me. No. You'll feel a ring true when you look at a rock. You'll go, oh, that feels really good. So you'll know that's the right one. Then you go, okay, which one wants to play? And then you'll find that one. It could be a big one, a little one, whatever. And then you tip it up on its end so the narrowest point is at the bottom. And you go to the big rock and you go, I wonder where would be a good place to balance that. And you'll know this is really good activity for checking in with your ring true, because your ring true really has to be active for this one. And then you go put the rock there. And you kind of have to mess with it and allow it. And sometimes it is different than you think it's going to be. You think, oh, that doesn't feel like that. Oh, and there it is right there. And just sit. And then it just sits down. Plop. And it's there. Sometimes I'll balance them. They'll be there for days. Till the wind blows and then they stop playing. But it's okay. They have fun. Whee! Look at me. Try it. It's really fun. I think there's a video on the church website about how to balance rocks, where I show you how to do that. That was many, many years ago. Anyway, getting in the flow requires trusting the gap. And if we fill in the gap with faith, we fill in the gap with trust, we fill in the gap with hope, and we fill in the gap with joy. And we find that when we find that true balance within ourselves. And when we do that, then we're adaptable, then we're flexible, then we're unfolding as our life unfolds, effortlessly, effortlessly. So let's do a guided meditation, shall we? I'm going to take you someplace I haven't taken you in a long time. This is the Valley of the Crystals. Ready for this? All right, so everybody take a breath in and exhale, and gently, gently, gently find the center of your being. Wherever you are, be there. Be here in this moment. Be present. Bring your attention to your heart space. And see that your heart space and your mind are connected. And see that your heart space and your mind and your guts are connected. And see your heart space, your mind, your guts, and your spirit are connected. And when they're all connected, they connect into the divine source. And when we're connected into divine source, our awareness expands. And we can see, feel, experience things on a higher vibratory level. And from this place, from this expanded awareness now, allow yourself to just scan your body really quickly. Is there any part of you that feels stressed or tight? You know, we carry a lot of tension in our neck and shoulders. You might want to roll your shoulders. Release that. Let it go. Maybe there's a part of your body that's experiencing discomfort. Bring your awareness there and send it love. Send it this balanced love, balanced appreciation. Oftentimes our body hurts because it's trying to tell us something. We can appreciate that. And that eases that suffering. And now bring your attention back and center in your heart space. Feeling fully connected, feeling fully balanced. And let's take a little walk in our mind's eye. Allow yourself to find your way to a mountain trail. Notice the day that you're experiencing. It's a beautiful day. Sun is shining, skies are clear, birds are singing. Notice what season you're in. Are you in fall? Are you in summer? Are you in spring? Are you in wintertime? Whatever time you choose is what is right for you. And allow yourself to follow this mountain trail until it leads you to a cave. Actually, it's really a tunnel. Cave doesn't open at both ends. This is a tunnel because it's open to another end. You can kind of see light at the end of the tunnel. So make your way through the tunnel, and when you get to the other end of the tunnel, it opens up into this beautiful valley surrounded by tall mountains, and the valley is littered with crystalline structures. Some are huge, as tall as a building. Some are small, small enough to put in your pocket if you'd like. And crystalline forms of every color. Some are even carved. And allow yourself to wander through this valley of crystals. And there's a tall, large crystal, bigger than you, that is calling your name. Or calling your attention. Your awareness reaches out for it. And you walk towards this. You feel its energy. It feels wonderful to you. Notice the color of this crystal. Notice the shape. And you reach out and you touch this crystal. And as you touch this crystal, you see that your hand goes into the crystal. And you realize that you can step into this one. It is in a total harmonic with you, and you can step into the crystal. And you feel safe and comfortable doing so. So step into this crystal. And notice as you step in that you feel safe. You feel empowered. You feel blessed. And you feel all aspects of yourself harmonizing into your divine purpose. You don't even have to know what your divine purpose is. Divine purpose knows. And you can allow yourself to just be. And you feel your body, your mind, your spirit, your emotions aligning to this beautiful energetic structure. You came here for a sacred purpose. You are a piece of the cosmic jigsaw puzzle, and you fulfill a place that no one else can fill. You have value. You have grace. You have beauty. You have power. You have strength. And allow yourself now to step out of that crystal, bringing that energy with you. Feeling yourself empowered, strong, brave. And you don't have to know what it is you came here to do. Sometimes what we do is so natural that our kindness seems like a simple thing to us, and yet it changes the world. And as you step away from this crystal, you notice that there is another crystal laying nearby, a smaller one, similar energy, similar shape, similar color, but it's just right for you to put in your pocket. So allow yourself to pick up this crystal, and you can either put it in your pocket or you can put it in your heart space as a reminder of your power, your grace, your divine purpose. Now, there may be an issue in your life where you feel a gap. You don't have the answer. With this new energy, you feel safe, and it's okay to trust that you'll be guided through the gap. But look around in this space. Divine Spirit wants to give you a symbolic object that will help you navigate the gap. Perhaps it's just a word or a thought or a feeling or a symbolic object. Look around and you will find this symbolic object and receive it with deep gratitude. Receiving your symbolic object, you allow yourself to find your way back to the entrance of the tunnel. Look back on this valley of crystals and know that there are so many crystals yet here to explore. And you can come back on your own at any time. Allow yourself to walk back through the tunnel, back to the other opening which leads to our pathway in the mountains. Follow your pathway down the mountain and back into this time and space, back into the here and now. I want to take a breath, breathe in, exhale, being centered. Mr. Phil, if you'll join me up front for communion, then if you have any questions about your meditation or the crystals or the symbolic gift you received, I'd be happy to give you an interpretation. I don't know where yours went, Phil. There it is. So Jesus said, do this in remembrance of me. And what I remember, one of the things I remember about Jesus is that he loved children. He said, let him come here. Let him come to me. And I think there's a child in all of us. Yay! And we appreciate that about you, Phil. And knowing that Jesus loves that child within. You ready?
Sure.
All right. Join us in prayer, please. Loving Spirit of light, as we take this in, help us to reclaim our joyful, childlike spirit of wonderment and walk with us. Lead us through the gap. These things we pray in the name of Jesus, the Ascended One. Amen.
Amen.
Okay. Well, nobody's had to say a bad word. I'm trying to get this open. Not allowed, anyway. Join us in prayer again, please. Loving Spirit of light, as we drink this in, help us to drink in life, all of it, even the gap. Help us to fill in the gap with love and trust and joy. These things we pray in the name of Jesus, the Ascended One. Amen.
Marianne online said she likes Spurge also.
Oh, she does
Holy
too.
Spurge.
Oh, Marianne, we got this. And it's so beautiful because it's so abundant this time of year. We have plenty to work with.
Yeah, somebody can come over to our house and help.
No, I got it. Phil, that's not being childlike, that's being brat-like. You have an inner
I can't tell the
brat.
difference.
Phil's inner brat is leaking out.
Thank you. Someone asked me the other day when they found out that Jan and I were pastors, and said, "Well, have you guys ever had?" The question was, "Have you ever had money problems at the church?" But no, never really have. It's just always there when we need it. So, how come that's so bright all of a sudden? Is that had been always been there?
Yeah. It just fades as it goes around the room. Does anyone have a question or comment about their guided meditation they can use help on? Oops.
Okay, the mountain path that was up at Godman Springs where I did my mission quest.
Oh, cool.
And then when I went into the thing, it was so, I thought it was black, so I stepped into it, and then the crystal, and it was like a bluish, purple bluish type of color.
Ooh.
It was just a dark color. So, I can't remember what I hit me. And it was really strange. Oh, well, anyway.
So when you think of the gift, let me know and we'll jump in there because sometimes, I'm part of the gap. That purple bluish and the depth of the color, this is really talking to you about the depth of your soul and how rich and powerful and deep it is. And on the outside, people may not be able to see that, but it's there. And if people reach into that, how did you feel when you were inside the crystal?
Oh, it was just like, I felt like Superman.
Yeah. So you can tap into that at any time. This energy is here for you anytime there's a struggle or a difficulty. You've got this energy you can call to you at any time. Isn't that cool?
Yeah.
Very cool. Anybody else? Question? Marlena in the back. Thanks, Daryl.
Thank you. First of all, I want to thank Phil for the tribute to Roy Orbison this morning. That was great. This was really interesting for me, and as I went into the crystal, which was fairly clear, it had some milky points to it, but it was fairly clear, I had this sense of wonderment. It was just awesome in some way or whatever, And my gift was a gold crown.
Beautiful.
Just simply no jewels or anything like that, just a simple gold crown.
So this is letting you know that it's, how can I say this? You have the power of choice in your world. And this gives you honor for making the choices that you've had to make, and you've had some tough ones to make, and more tough ones are coming. Just trust that you will make the right choice. You've been given the guidance. So when those big tough choices show up, trust that you're being led in the right direction. It's all good.
Thank you.
How did it feel inside the crystal?
Like I said, it was a sense of wonderment.
Wonderment.
Yeah, just complete wonderment. It just,
How beautiful.
yeah, I looked around and just couldn't believe what I was seeing, and some of the things were just so clear.
Yes.
Like I said, and other things had that milky tone to it, but yeah, it was really amazing.
Awesome.
Thank you for that.
So this clarity is going to help you in making those choices, and it's also going to allow you to break free. You know, sometimes we carry the burden of all the choices that we have to make, and so this will help you break free and have that playfulness and
That's right,
joy.
Because sometimes those choices, you just have this sense of guilt that you're not following the way you should, or
Yeah, because we
made
just
that mistake.
yeah, again, yeah. But you can't make a mistake.
No, everything happens for a reason.
Yeah, and you just keep doing you,
Mm-hmm.
and know that this clarity is coming, and you can let go of the stress and the burden of it.
Thank you very much. It's really
You're very welcome.
Thank you.
Anybody else over here? You want to pass it on?
It was interesting because the pathway was so beautiful. It was
Nice.
like carved out.
Huh.
Like every step was prepared, carved out. And the inside the crystal felt like inside, I would think, in a mother's womb.
Oh,
It was such a comforting feeling.
beautiful.
And the sparkling crystals all around were in the very deep green family. And the gift was a gold crown.
Oh, ditto. So whatever I said to her, ditto for
I was
you.
listening, yeah.
Yeah. So there's big choices. You're safe. That womb-like feeling, you know, take good comfort. Knowing you're right where you need to be. It's all good.
So it was springtime,
Yeah?
and I ran down the path.
Oh, good for you.
I knew it was like, oh yeah,
I'm on my way.
I'm on it. And the crystal shape was like a big crystal with two little points or
Oh.
a point on each side, kind of like I was standing like this.
Uh-huh.
And I think it was citrine. It was like yellow, but it wasn't just a crystal of abundance. It was something else, I think. And then it gave me a ceremonial sword.
Okay. All right. So this is the sword of discernment. So you will be able to choose and cut through the stuff that you need to do, cut through the stuff that's unnecessary, and be able to do the necessary with ease and clarity,
Oh, thank you.
and cut through the BS. Anybody else? Yeah.
So funny enough that this morning my journal entry was about that time when you have the gap between you and your goal.
Oh, no way. Oh, that's
And
hilarious.
What I wrote about it was sometimes it's not so much that our goal isn't ready for us, but we're not ready for our goal, and that there's inner work that needs to be done to help us truly appreciate that goal once we get it.
Awesome. Well said. Well
And,
said.
My crystal is this just a really beautiful, soft, milky quartz, and it had a tinge of just real soft blue in it. And it was very gentle and comforting to be inside. And then my gift was a robe, a brown silk robe. And it was kind of, I didn't see it on me as much as, you know, like you have a robe that's on your couch or whatever, ready to be picked up.
You can, at will, you can grab it when you need it.
Yeah, right.
So this feels like it feels like more than just grounding. Brown often relates to grounding for me. It feels like this is about structure and scaffolding, energetic scaffolding to support you when you need it. Are the words I'm saying making any sense to you? So, in other words, you're building something now energetically, and this cloak or robe is here to support you as you're building whatever it is that you're building. So whether you know what you're building or not doesn't matter. You have the assistance to do that. You have the structure. You're building the structure in your intent, with your intent and your awareness, and you're being supported in that journey. Does that make sense? Yeah. Anybody else? Up front.
Could
Oh,
I
yes.
ask real quick? 'Cause
Sure.
The crystal was, as I went down into the valley, I thought amethyst, and I could feel it behind me. When I turned, it was almost the color of these green lights.
Hmm.
So it was very
Wow.
green. So when I stepped in, it was very comforting, very warm and everything. When I came out and you said to walk down the path and pick up a stone, the amethyst stone jumped into my pocket.
Oh, I love
and
it.
the little green one came and I put it in my heart. And I received a heart.
Awesome, awesome. So what do you feel? What did you feel in that crystal? What was the energy?
In the green?
Yes.
Comfort and warmth and security.
It feels, as you were speaking, it felt very healing and very cleansing. Very supportive, cleansing, and healing all at the same time. Thanks for sharing that. Beautiful. I'm glad you got both stones.
Yeah, it was interesting.
And you sensed the amethyst before you got it. Okay, go ahead.
My gift was a golden compass, and I thought that was pretty obvious maybe what it meant, but something in me kept saying, ask Janice.
Well, a compass obviously is helps you find your directions,
Right.
gives you a point of direction. It doesn't tell you where to go, it tells you where you are. So if you want to go north, you can see where north is and go that way. If you want to go south, you can see where south is and go that way. But it tells you where you are right here, right now. And this golden compass, gold often carries the energy of self-worth and value. So see the value of who you are and where you are, and then you can set a goal, then you can set your directive.
Thank you.
Does that make sense?
Absolutely. I've been looking for my self-worth, trying to grow it.
So this is confirmation of that seeking, that it's here for you. What color was your crystal? Do you recall?
Oh, yes. I don't think it really exists in real life, but it was a really bright rainbow. You know, the bright reds
Beautiful.
and bright blues, and it was a rainbow. And stepping inside of it, it felt, the word that comes to mind is like inclusive. Like I saw everything and everybody with love.
Beautiful, beautiful. That's powerful. That's powerful. Because this inclusiveness allows you to know that everyone has worth, everyone has value, and we're all unique and we're all different. But there's love, and we all share that. And that then again supports this unique individual that you are as well.
Right.
How beautiful is that?
It's wonderful.
I love it. Thank you for sharing that. Did you remember, Daryl?
No.
Okay. Anybody else? Okay. If you have any other questions and I didn't get a chance to respond, just let me know and we'll talk. We'll talk. I don't think there's anything else I need to share with you about that. Again, if anybody's interested in that Shaman Stones class, I am going to form one more, so let me know if you're interested.
And you'll answer stuff online when you get done? Or?
Yeah, when I get back to the house and do the computer stuff, I'll do it then. Because then I can sit and really focus on that. In the meantime, let's do an energy circuit for the folks online. Serve your hands together really, really, really fast. Bringing that bright energy in. You're still fully connected, just amplifying that connection. Energy to your left hand to right hand back to your heart space. And let's link that back into Divine Source. And that fuels that even more. Feel that energy building between your hands. This is powerful energy for you to take with you in your journey this week as you allow your life to unfold with faith and joy and trust. Bringing that into your heart. God bless. We will see you next time. Say goodbye.
Bye.